still pretty cold in here. Adjust the deflector. Good. Well, yesterday I did some snow blowing. We had a lot of melting going on this last week. You know, a couple of days, you know, I think 3 days above freezing and rain. So we had lots of melting going on. Lifting up the ballast box. Engaging the PTO. So we only got a little bit of snow last night and this morning. So I'm pretty happy about that. About 3 inches is what we got. There's one area that I did not blow snow yet. That's over by the greenhouse and coop. One of the bad things about blowing snow after you've had a big thaw is the tires, tire tracks, and all the surface of the ground thaws out some. So there's more chance of shearing a bolt because frozen ground, uneven ground, rocks emerging, all those sorts of things. Yeah, there's only a couple inches down in here. Yesterday we had probably 6 to 8 inches, I think, that I went ahead and blew the snow on. So some of these areas I started sinking in the soil, you can see right up there. I'm getting a lot of dirt right now, unfortunately. We're supposed to get, the reason I'm blowing so little snow is we're supposed to get more snow tonight and tomorrow. There's only a couple inches right here. So I have the tractor in medium range, but the dual speed on this is in the lower range. On the drive, you know, on the fly, I can go ahead and raise the speed of this, but there's no sense in going very fast. And since the snow is not all that deep, it is wet. So I don't want to go too fast, and I actually have the RPMs at about 1950 instead of 24, 25, 100 RPMs. And so that's why the snow isn't being thrown quite as far. The impellers aren't moving quite as fast. Shoot it up a little bit higher. So hopefully we'll do a video on the difference in the transmission types that I've had in my tractors. Going from Optimus Prime, the Case 995, which just had a standard transmission that you needed to use the clutch. It really wasn't a synchro mesh, I don't recall. Maybe it was. Yes, I think you could shift, but I'm not positive, to tell you the truth. But that had 4 ranges on the primary transmission shifter, and then you had 4 positions on the other, so you really had 12 forward and 12 reverse. And that was nice, but I used that primarily for the front end loader. And I'll tell you, that's a lot of, it can be a lot of strain on your knee and can be quite tiring. Then I had the Mahindra 3510 with a aftermarket cab with a Lorenz snowblower mounted to the front of it. Lots of videos on both of those pieces of equipment. That had a shuttle shift. So you had, I think I had 4 speeds. Either I had 3 or 4 speeds. No, this is terrible. I'm already forgetting how many speeds there were. And you always had to use the clutch to put it in and out of every one of those gears, just like the case with the standard gear box transmission. But with the shuttle shift, either with your left hand, you either could go forward or reverse without using the clutch. I think that's probably good enough right here. We'll go up and do the driveway in case we get any deliveries. Then we have the Kubota B2601, also known as Mini-Me, Thea's small tractor. And that has a standard hydrostatic transmission, which has a pedal just very similar to the pedal down here. And that is excellent, great for loader work and all. And it has a high, medium, and low transmission, which you have to come to a stop in order to select that, just like in this one. We've got a low, medium, neutral, and high. Low, neutral, medium, neutral, and high. And Some people will suggest that the low is for loader work, you know, moving slow and all, and that's true. One of the beauties about this tractor that I'll probably make a video about is this, the electronics in this tractor allow you to adjust how the hydrostatic transmission responds. There's also on my right hand here, I can hit, you can hear the throttle up with the tractor. There's a cruise control with this one. And with the electronic module here and right down here, I can select how I want the hydrostatic transmission to respond, so that when I'm doing loader work, there's less of a chance of it stalling as I'm driving up to a pile and taking a scoop of some heavy material. The heater's really heated up nicely already, so I've got to turn the heat down a second time here. Doesn't look like we got a full 3 inches when I'm looking at this now. It looks like just about 2 inches. But it is pretty wet snow. Yesterday's snow was quite heavy, and it had some sleet on top of it, so it had that really crunchiness to it. The other thing that really does help is when I can get the snow off the surface and it stays nice and cold, it'll help to freeze the ground with the snow in between all the little ruts that you see here that were made when everything thawed. I really don't care for things thawing out very much in between the big snowfalls, and I don't know how much snow we're going to get over the next couple of days. Have to keep watching. Got the statue behind me there. Camera on the hood just to see how that shoots. I'm experimenting with placing cameras on the tractor so I can figure out how to record things. I think it would make more interesting YouTube videos. Yeah, this isn't bad at all. Yesterday went to the transfer station. Since we only have enough trash, because all our paper products are turned into soil, and we do all composting. So we don't use a trash service, and we don't pay for at the transfer station. It used to be $180 a year to be able to go over and drop off your garbage, your waste, and I realized after a couple of years of doing that if we continue to do things the way that we did it, we only had recyclables and small amounts of non-recyclable plastics. So we go 2 to 4 times a year. Last year I think we went 3 or 4 times because we were doing a lot of cleaning up in our workshop area, and we've been doing that so far this spring as well. And so by just loading up the back of the Avalanche, which really doesn't take that much, and you do have to have you can't just go with an open pickup truck or an open trailer. Everything has to be covered, otherwise you get a nice fine. So yesterday we loaded up the non-recyclable trash, and we loaded up the recyclables, most of the recyclables, and brought it to the transfer station, and they weigh it each time, and we never hit, since there's really no trash in there. I think only one time I've ever gone over $10. So the minimum weight, the minimum charge for the weight on their scale is $10, so we pay the $10. It's probably only about $2 worth of weight if we actually paid for what it is. That is non-recyclable plastics. You know, those are their single-use plastics, and some things come in, and the packaging from some products that you buy at the stores. So that was my big adventure. So I've basically driven the Avalanche, man, probably 4 times last year. So gasoline usage, including the Dixie chopper last year, was $37. That was mowing the lawn, but I did end up having to replace the Dixie chopper with a Kubota zero-turn mower, aka Buzz. And that mower is a diesel-powered mower, and that is quite the unit as well. So far, I gotta say, these Kubotas have lived up to their reputation. Now, again, I've only had these pieces of equipment for a few months, and little mini-me, the Kubota B2601, is surprisingly powerful. I should have called him Mighty Me because he's such a little powerhouse. But we have the other equipment, I mean, like this tractor to do the heavier stuff, and the track loader and the excavator to do the heavy work. So with Mini-Me, it's amazing how much work you can get done with the grapple on that machine. And it's real nice having 2 tractors with the ability to have a front end loader on both of them. So that, and certainly I can use a track loader as well, but there are many times I could see me using both pieces of equipment, Thea operating one and me operating the other, and taking advantages of both pieces of equipment. So instead of making several long passes up here, what I do is I come back a little ways and just widen out the mouth of the driveway. And then I'll go along the front. I hate digging up all the rocks, because all this is new this year. Nothing's really compacted down like it should be. And I hate throwing away all that good stone. And hopefully, if things work out, depends on finances and energy level and how much I've got to do. I'd like to get some work done on the access roads and the driveway this year. They need some work. I did have a delivery yesterday. Was it yesterday? It was the day before yesterday. And that's the new Wolfridge wood splitter. That is going to save me a lot of physical labor and time doing the wood splitting that I do each year. And I have to do some pruning of some of these trees. I'm just going into the higher range here now. There are the four ways on. Make sure the four ways are on. Not that a bright orange tractor isn't sufficient to be seen on a nice sunny day like today. Man, the temperature's getting a little higher than I'd like it to be. I wish my neighbor wouldn't push snow so close to the fire hydrant there. I always like going along the road frontage here to make room for when the snow plow and they bring their wing by. Lots of space for that snow to move to, so it doesn't roll over back into the roadway. These are wooden stakes they put here to make sure that they mark, and they're coming by and their wingman. I say wingman. All right, people are wondering what the hell I'm talking about. Wingman is the guy who operates that plow that sticks out the side of the blower of the plow as they're knocking back the banks or pushing back off the side of the road, basically right where I'm driving right now. So you want to overlap the center of the road while at the same time just slowing down here, so I just empty out again, no traffic coming, so I can go ahead and turn around. A little bumpy there because I still have it in four-wheel drive. Drop her down into low range, so I'm in low range, and the medium gear selection. Still a bit warm in here. I never know if I'm going to post a video when I'm recording in here. May be able to tell I got 2 cameras up on the hood there to see, well, is this interesting or not? And it's about 20 degrees Fahrenheit right now, so it's below freezing, but not that cold. But my GoPro batteries, boy, they just aren't. The GoPros themselves start to give me issues when it gets really cold. They'll shut down early, so I try to bring fresh, warm batteries out every time I'm doing this. Again, I'm not going the full width of the driveway, as you can see. The full width is right up to the pillars, but I've got more work, more gravel, and then some stone to bring on this driveway. Basically, I've got a lot of work to do around here. You just lift that mower off the ground a little bit, back up into high. Turn off the 4-ways. I know some people love doing snow blowing every day and all. It just breaks up my day in a not so pleasant way because I have so many other things that I want to get done. And but I guess I can't complain. Although I do. I'd rather have a foot or more at a time and have it come less frequently. I know that's the opposite of what most people would like. What I really want to slow down as I get up close here so I don't leave a big mound. Just inch forward. That way, the unit gets cleaned out. Drop her back down into lower gear since it's real changes in contour here. Again, slow way down as I come to the end down here. That was a little bit too much of a pile I pushed up there. Yeah, I could see from the shadow I did not shear a pin. the temperature selector up here. I'm just below the halfway point, and so it's just a nice temperature in there, which gives you an idea when it's super cold out, when it's way below 0 degrees Fahrenheit. It's so nice for this to warm right up, but it does take a little while for it to warm up. I had to use the forks from the track loader the other day. That was to pick up the, unload the tractor trailer, to unload the Wolfridge wood splitter. I am excited about that. Not that I enjoy doing wood splitting at all, but that it'll take me less time and less physical labor. Oh, it looks like all the snow shot off the solar panels. That is awesome. That is really awesome. It looks like it came off in one big sheet real quick. See how well those cameras are capturing anything out there in the hood with all this snow blowing back and forth and the hood being soaking wet. So it looks like we're making a little electricity today. We don't always do it when it's sunny out because the solar panels can have quite a bit of snow on them. I didn't know that we'd get very much sun today, to tell you the truth. So I didn't want to come out and work to pull that snow off of them. Really dug into the mud out here. Oh, Jesus. When I came out here to take off the bucket and then load up the forks on the track loader, and this ground was so soft, I sank in so much. So when I rehooked up the bucket, I tried to smooth things out so I didn't shear any bolts when I came out here to do some more snow blowing and all. I gotta find a place for my flashlight because that's making some noise over here every time I jiggle around in here. I am ready for spring, I'll tell you. temperature up a little bit. Usually I clean this whole area out, but I'm not feeling that that's absolutely necessary right now. Depends on how much more snow we get. It's amazing how the sun, even though it's still below freezing, can go ahead and compact that snow that originally was fairly fluffy snow, and then it turns into a heavier, wetter snow. Snow came off the roof right there as well. So I'm gonna, should I go? I think I will do this. This is the spot that I did not blow yesterday. Not to dig in here because it could be really soft underneath here. Always trying to be very careful. There goes a big rock. having this spinning ball on the steering wheel really is handy with lots of maneuvering that you may end up doing. So this box right here, that's the Wolfridge wood splitter. And I'll tell you, they did a bang-up job packaging that. From the YouTube videos that I've seen online, I am so impressed with this wood splitter. Quite expensive, very expensive, but I'll certainly make a couple of videos on using that. I came from my 37-ton wood splitter, which was a good wood splitter, but it required more physical labor on my part than I really wanted to expend. Dang it, I got a little too deep there. That ground got too soft. Snow just hit up against the stick. Which is the part of the excavator that attaches to the buckets. The boom is the part that comes off the base of the tractor, and the stick is the part that attaches, that hooks to, that connects the boom to the bucket. The stick is like your forearm. The boom is like your humerus, which attaches your shoulder to your elbow, and the bucket's like the hand. And the stick is like the forearm, your ulna and radius that connects your elbow to your hand. I just hope that things stay frozen until we really are ready for that nice thaw. I just don't want to have a whole bunch of snow on top of more thawed ground. Using the float on the snowblower now would just allow this snowblower to dig into the dirt, create a big divot that the wheels would go into, and potentially shear a bolt. rocky ground where I'm going over now. And this was all nice and soft, not soft deep where you'd sink in very deep, but the surface was soft. I'm so afraid of picking up a rock and having to deal with another shear pin or shear bolt.